Okay. With the information of mouse, with the knowledge of mouse event class, and then 2 listeners associated, mouse listener and mouse motion listeners. We have already discussed the methods which are declared in these 2 listeners. Now, with this knowledge, let us try to understand the program which is given in your book. Now, this is the output interface. Interface in the sense, please don't confuse with the term interface here. Interface technically means the interface which contains abstract class and you can say those final static variables. And here what I mean interface means the kind of output screen. Fine. Okay, this is the output screen. What can you imagine from this output screen? This is related to mouse events. Do you see any components here? Do you see any window components? Window component means any text field, any label, any button here on the screen. Yes, I need answer. Varada should talk. At least answer through chat when I ask. Do you see any components here, window components on the screen? Yes, anybody answer. May it be Manisha, Shweta, anybody?
No components, ma'am, just the applet body.
Yeah, no component, just the applet body. Can you guess the working of it?
Ma'am, when the key is pressed.
When the mouse key is pressed, then here what message we are getting? Down. And that message is displayed exactly at that location where the mouse key is pressed. Fine. Anyways, other than that, can you see anything else?
The status bar.
Yeah, status bar shows the coordinates as and when the mouse is moved. Normally mouse is moved. If it is dragged, even that status bar message will change to dragging mouse at. So this is the coordinate. Now you can see here x coordinate is 146 and y coordinate is 51 because from the top position we are 51 pixels far. Fine. So this is how as and when you will move automatically every fraction of second this message will change. It will show the current coordinates. And similarly here right now it is showing you only mouse down. But in case of mouse released it will say mouse up. And in case of mouse click, here the status bar will show mouse clicked at a particular location. So from this, now you have to start imagining how this program might be programmed. Okay. Anyways, instead of imagining, let us try to understand. So this is a program. Demonstrate mouse event handlers. Event handlers means the code which handles the event or responds to the event. Now, as you all know, we import these 3 classes, AWT, AWT.event, and then applet. Here we have, what is our class name?
Mouse events.
Mouse events. Extends applet, that is clear to you. Now here implements, because all the 7 events related to mouse we are going to demonstrate in the same program. So that's why 2 listeners we have to implement here. Since listeners are the interfaces, and as you all know that interfaces can be implemented, multiple interfaces can be implemented by the same class. What kind of inheritance does it show? What kind of inheritance does it show? Multiple inheritance. Very good. One class having multiple parents. So here already applet is one parent, and then implements mouse listener, so second parent, and here we have mouse motion listener. So we have 3 parent classes from where we are not exactly classes, 1 class and 2 interfaces from which this class will use the methods, or it is inheriting. Fine. So here we are implementing 2 listeners. I hope this is the syntax. Just with a comma you have to add. When you have to differentiate, or we have to continue between applets, that is extends applet, and implements mouse listener, there is no comma. Remember that. We could have continued on the same line, but just to make you understand, it is taken on the next line. So you have to remember the syntax. Now we start with flower bracket. That means the class declaration start. We have string variable by name MSG. Then similar to our previous program, we have X and Y variable, but instead of simply X and Y, we have named them as mouse X and mouse Y, initialized to 0, 0 here. In the previous program, we had initialized them to some value, because in the keyboard, the location where we want to display the message was fixed. Here, the location is not fixed, because as and when we move the mouse, the cursor, so accordingly, these coordinates are going to take the values from. Fine. So that's why initially they are initialized to 0, 0. So far, is it clear? Yeah, then we have init. In the init, we have to actually initialize the components and all. But since our program doesn't have any other component than the applet body itself, so no initialization of any components. And the applet body itself is going to respond to the events. So the body should be registered with the listener. For registering to the listener, we make use of the method add and particular type of listener. Add type listener. So whichever type of listener we want to register. Right now we are going to register with mouse listener, and then we are going to register with mouse motion listener. So far, is it clear? Yes, thumbs up. Yeah, raise your hands or thumbs up. Yeah, then next is our applet design is over. Now we have to concentrate on responding to the events. For responding to the events, we have to provide body for all those abstract methods which are defined in those listeners. So as you all know, we have 5 plus 2, that is totally 9. So we'll go in sequence. Mouse click. So first we are going to implement or provide body for the method mouse click. As you all know here, for both, there is only one event class, which is that event class mouse event ME. So remember the initial ME is used as the name of the reference. So ME is the name of the object or reference of the mouse event class. Now, what are we going to do when the mouse is clicked? I'm going to display a message mouse clicked at particular coordinate where the mouse will be clicked. So for that, here, yeah, I'm sorry, I thought it will be at particular coordinates, but it is going to display at the constant position. I'm very sorry. Without referring to the program, I just guessed here. So I have initialized the coordinates of X and Y. That means mouse X and mouse Y variables to some constant value, that is 0 and 10. So 0 refers to the leftmost place and Y refers to the from top 10 pixels. Fine. So I've initialized it to 0 and 10, and message I've initialized to mouse clicked, because mouse clicked method will get executed only when the mouse click event occurs. So I'm displaying a message mouse clicked, and then I just say repaint. So in common, later on, once you understand the entire program, you will understand how this MSG is getting passed to the paint method in common. So I'm calling repaint. Why repaint? Because dynamically, as and when I'm going to click, that paint should be called. If you just say paint, it is a static method which just gets called when the applet gets loaded. Please understand the difference between paint and repaint. I have already told you in the last semester, but just to remind you. Paint is called, yes.
Ma'am, what paint and repaint does? We don't know.
Yeah, last time I had told paint, what it does is, if you have to display any message on the applet body directly, not on the text field or not on the label, directly on the applet body, at the time of execution, if you want to display any message like welcome to applet programming, a simple program also we had taken last semester. So in that, to display anything on the applet body, we require a method called as paint. And paint is a method which comes in applet life cycle. For this, you will have to read little bit from the basics of applet, last year's notes, last semester's notes. Fine. Anyway, so what does paint do? Paint method is used to display anything on the applet body. What is this, stupid? Yes. So here you have, where was I? About paint. So paint gets executed, or paint method is required to display anything on the applet body. And normally paint is called when the applet is loaded. Again, there are sequence of, methods. Or anyway, what does applet happen? When the applet gets loaded first, the paint is called. Fine. Now, when the applet is loaded, like for example, now I have opened this screen in front of you. So this is the loading. Initially, when I loaded, it was like this, suppose. Now, if I want to do anything to this, like I am going to scroll down. So can you see I'm scrolling down? So I am scrolling down in the execution mode. In the execution mode means when the user has already started looking at the screen, the program has started executing. So at the time of execution, when I do any action to the screen, now normally applet body, the paint method cannot respond to the dynamic movements of the user. That means once the applet body is loaded, paint ka kaam khatam ho gaya. Paint is called only once when the applet body is loaded. In the sense, it is something like when the teacher enters the class, only once. Throughout the class, there will be no other movement. So that is called as paint method. But dynamically, when the execution is going on, whatever you want to display on the applet body, that time you will have to call repaint. Is it clear the difference between paint and repaint? Yes, who had asked the question?
Yes, ma'am. Understood. Pranay.
Okay, fine. Now this repaint, Pranay, you need to understand this repaint actually in turn. It looks that it will execute independently, but in turn, it takes the help of the paint method. In turn, it takes the help of the paint method. That means it is something like to dynamically do something, repaint is required, but repaint will not do it alone. It will take the help of paint. But then you will wonder, why can't paint do it on its own? Why it has to be inside repaint? But that is how the syntax is done. Like paint independently, when it is called only at the time of loading of the applet window. And repaint can be called multiple times during the execution of applet lifecycle. Fine. But repaint, it doesn't execute independently. It takes the help of the paint method in turn. Fine. So that's why when I say repaint here, you have to look for the paint method which is going to be called inside this paint pod, inside this repaint. Fine. So once we complete the program, you'll be able to understand. So first try to remember what all we have done here. We have just initialized x and y coordinates to 0 and 10, and we have initialized the message to mouse clicked. And then we are calling repaint. Let us see what this repaint does when the paint is called. Okay, instead of referring it later, let us jump to that paint method. So I'm going down here where the paint method is declared. Can you see here this part I've highlighted?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now paint method, as you all know the syntax of paint method, paint, public void paint, and it takes the parameter of the graphics class. Graphics G normally. It can be named any other also, but graphics class ka object we have to take here. Now there are various methods defined in the graphics class. It was their part of last semester syllabus, like draw rect, fill rect, then draw oval, and then fill color. So many other methods this graphics class has. But right now we are not doing any drawing here. We are just going to type. So for typing or for displaying anything on the screen, we make use of a method called as drawString, which has got 3 parameters. First is the message to be displayed. Second is the X coordinate. Third is the Y coordinate. Now in this paint, we are going to display what we are going to display MSG. Now can you recollect in the mouse clicked method, MSG is initialized to what?
Message which is displayed.
What is the content of message? Just now
Clicked.
mouse click. Mouse click. And what was the exposition?
0 and 10.
0 and 10. Very good. So at 0 and 10, this will be displayed. So this is the execution or event handling of the mouse clicked event. Is it clear to you now? What will happen when the click occurs? Click event is generated. Yes.
Yes,
now let's go to the next method. Now, once you have understood one method, others are similar, except for little change. Now, mouse pressed. Here the working is different. Mouse clicked is going to be displayed at the fixed location, that is 0 and 10 coordinates. But in case of mouse pressed, as you can see, it is not at the fixed location. It is dynamically going to take the location where the mouse cursor is pressed or where the mouse button is pressed. Fine. So how it is dynamically taking the X and Y location? How it is dynamically taking?
With those methods, get X and
Those
get Y.
method, get X and get Y. These methods belong to which class?
Mouse event class.
Mouse event class. And these are non-static method. Hence, they require mouse event class ka object. Fine, to call these methods. So ME is the object of this mouse event class. Where we have defined this ME?
Ma'am, that is predefined.
No, it is user defined. So only I'm asking you where we have defined this. GetX methods are predefined, of course, but this object creation we have already done in this program. Where we have done?
Reference to an mouse event.
Yes,
parameter.
here. Can you see here? Every method's parameter section. Here we are creating the reference of that class, reference or object. So mouse event, this is the class name and ME. Entire object creation will be new and again a new mouse event, but here even creating reference will do our work. So we are just creating a reference here. No memory allocation is required for that object. Anyway, so mouse event ME. Can you see here? Now we have this ME is user defined. So if you want to name it as TE or if you want to name it as A, B, C, D, anything you can name it, but you have to use the same name while calling these methods. Is it clear, Pranay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So ME get X will give the X position where the event is occurred, where this mouse event will be generated on the applet body. And that value will be initialized. With that value, this mouse X variable will be initialized. Similarly, y position will be taken by the method get y, and then mouse y variable will be initialized with that dynamically wherever I am going to press the mouse button. And then message is initialized to down. Why down? Because we are pressing and still we have not released. So when the press occurs, this message gets initialized with down. And again, we are calling repaint method. So repaint will give a call to which method? In turn?
Paint.
Paint method. What does paint method going to do? Do you remember what is paint is doing in this
It
program?
directly display.
Yeah, same paint method will be called by each of this repaint. So commonly it is written. So it will, paint method is going to just do what? Okay, let me take, if you have forgotten, let me take you to that method. What is paint method going to do? Just display on the applet screen. What it is going to display? MSG, mouse X and mouse Y. So here, whichever value is freshly passed to these three variables will be displayed. So what is the what does MSG contain here in case of mouse pressed?
Down.
Down. What does X value contain?
Get X.
Yeah, depends on the place. X coordinate will be, it depends on the place where it is pressed. Similarly, Y also will give you the Y coordinate where the mouse button is pressed. So this happens when the mouse is pressed. Same thing happens when the mouse is released. But the events will be generated. Mouse released will be released when will be generated when the mouse button comes up after I release it. After I stop applying pressure, I press it. When I release, the release will occur. Release again, it is going to do the same thing. X and Y coordinates it is going to take. Only change here is MSG will be initialized with the value up. And again repaint is called. So repaint will call again the paint method. So paint will display just the message up at the location, this X and Y, which are fetched from get X and get Y. Then the next method, mouse dragged. Now mouse dragged belongs to which listener?
Mouse motion listener.
Mouse motion listener. But anyway, it doesn't make difference for us because we are going to make use of these methods which belong to this mouse event class, which is commonly used for both the listeners. So again, X and Y coordinates are taken dynamically, but then message is changed to star, asterisk, fine. Just asterisk will be displayed. But additionally, what I'm going to do? Where I'm going to display the message, can you see which method is called here?
Show status.
Show status. So show status method is going to display the past value at the status bar. What am I displaying here? Dragging mouse at and mouse X. See here, I have taken this mouse X variable content outside the double quote because I don't want to display mouse X. I want to display the value which is stored in mouse X, the integer value of the X coordinate. And then with a comma, I'm going to display the value of the Y coordinate. So it will display at the status bar dragging mouse at the X coordinate and Y coordinate. Apart from showing the message on the status bar, again, I'm calling repaint method. See, it is optional for me. If I don't want to display anything on the applet body, I can skip this repaint. I can just say show status. But additionally, I'm calling repaint method, which will call paint method, and it will display what? Asterisk. At which location? At the current location, X and Y. So as I'm going to drag, all those asterisks will be displayed at that particular location. Fine? Yeah. Then, similarly, we have mouse move, but in case of mouse move, I'm not going to display anything. I'm not going to display anything on the applet body. I'm just displaying a message at the status bar. So no paint is called, no paint or repaint is called here. Can you understand the difference here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so when there is no repaint method, that means nothing has to be displayed on the applet body. I want to display only at the status bar, which can be independently done with the method show status. So at the status bar, I am displaying a message moving mouse at. And then here, since here in this method, can you see in this method body, I have not taken the help of variables mouse x and mouse y. Like this. Okay, let me show you with the annotations. See, here, this X and Y, these two lines, I have not used in this method. I could have used, but just to show you the different way of how this can be directly used without making use of these two variables. So skipping these two variables also, we can directly display a message. So how it is displayed, see, moving mouse at, and then this is the message, and I'm concatenating it with the X coordinate value. So directly I have taken here me.getX. So it is going to give me the value. So instead of taking the variable and then showing the variable content here, I'm directly using this method here. Same thing for Y also. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So this is how I have demonstrated, or in the sense, this program demonstrates the use of all these mouse related events. Clear? So all of you, what you people do, this book complete reference is easily downloadable. I am using this method. I think just wait. I'll just show you the edition so that you can download the same and I can help you out with the page numbers exactly. Which is that? Java complete reference 8th edition. I opened 8th edition. In the 8th edition, this is the page number. What is the page number? Chapter 23, 725. So I suggest all of you download this ebook. It is easily downloadable. Java complete reference by Herbert Shield. And then in chapter 23, event handling 725, this program is there. Anyway, I'll try to share it, but then don't depend on spoon feeding. All of you open this book and check. Fine. Okay, that's all for today. If there are any doubts, I'll answer. Else we can just stop. Parallelly, all of you start giving your attendance. Is there any doubt? Now see, don't listen to these programs or my classes like a story. All of you should learn to scribble the programs. Try to write this program without looking. Actually writing this program and you will feel that, okay, we can aram se write this program. But actually there are so many small things without which this program will not run. First is this import. Then of course this applet code you will be well versed with, but still in case you have forgotten, you should be able to. Class declaration, when you write class names, it should not be a keyword. Again, don't name it as mouse event. Why shouldn't I name it as mouse event? Can anyone tell the reason? It is named as mouse events, but why it should not be named as mouse events? Can anyone tell? It should not be named as mouse event. Yeah. Huh?
It may be predefined.
Yeah, it is predefined. And then what happens, you know, in case of Java, I have seen last year also, last semester, you had string program, you had so many other vector class, string class, all these are predefined classes. And students, when they defined their own classes, They named that class as string. Then what happens? What does Java do? Java will think that it will refer to your class only whenever string methods are called. It will try to refer to your class. So that predefined class gets overwritten by your class names. Remember that. That means the predefined class ka content will go, and it will consider that string class is the class which you people have written, and it will try to search for those predefined methods in your class. And when it doesn't find, it will give an error. Like for example, if you name your class as mouse event, then what will happen? We are creating a reference of mouse event everywhere here, ME. So that reference will be actually the object of your class instead of that predefined class. And then that get X and Y method, it will try to search in your class where it is defined. And when it will see it is, when it will not find it, it will give an error. Is it clear? So you have to be very particular about naming your classes, not to use the class names exactly. I mean, you can make it as mouse events, or if it is confusing, you can say mouse event demo. It is better you name it as mouse event demo. Fine, instead of using this, just adding S, you will not see the difference. Fine, okay. So I can show you this execution in some of the other classes, or maybe in the next class. Till then, you try on your own. Fine. Okay. We'll stop the class if you don't have any other doubt. Yes.
Ma'am, I understood the program, but where that listener is used, ma'am?
Where in the sense? Where you will find those?
Ma'am.
They are there in the library. As you are, okay, exactly in which library, which package? I'll just check out. Good question, Pranay. I think it should belong to AWT package itself, but I will just confirm and let you know. Or maybe it is related to event package, but exactly between which pack. So when we are importing this, already those those interfaces and classes will come to your program just with this import statement. Fine, and then you will be able to freely use. It is something like when you are drawing and you get your box which contains all the colors, brushes, everything. It is something when you get the box to your table, everything is available to you. You can use it whenever you want. Something like that. Fine? Yeah. So shall we end now? Let me save the attendance.